So you want to get into a physical therapy program. Okay, so you are probably in one of two stages. You are either applying right now, which, by the way, the first deadline was yesterday. Good for you if you finished. Or you are thinking about applying. So, if you were anything like me, I actually received a very low cumulative GPA. It was an impressive 3.2. So we all know that that is not very competitive. My prerequisite GPA was a little higher than that, but again, not very competitive in this day and age. So I was in a pickle.
Pickle, 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 pickle.
And I was thinking to myself, do I apply? Do I get my master's? So you get these questions and you might be Googling and Google searching what your odds are, what your chances are, and what to do from here. What I did, I applied to 6 schools, 4 in-state, 2 out-of-state, and my results were 4 rejections and 2 waitlists. I received interviews, so I did that, and I got accepted into a Master's of Arts Biomedical Science program. I had the decision to either take that seat or to wait it out and reapply or something of the sort. What I did to make that decision, I actually looked at PTCAS has a data report for the year of 2015-2016. And in that report, there's a table. And in this table, it shows that the highest degree earned, such as PhD, Masters of Science, Masters of Arts, doctorate, other doctorate, it added up to be a 2.88% of total applicants in PTCAS. Those accepted within that 2.88% was 3.24%, okay? Now, those who applied with a bachelor's of science, other bachelor's, bachelor of arts, and etc., that totaled up to be 81.19% of total applicants in PTCAS. Those accepted in PTCAS within that percentage was 80.65%. What did this tell me? This kind of made me realize, is it really that important to get my master's? Not very sure, right? I mean, it's hard to tell, but the statistics show that majority of accepted students or applicants they only had a bachelor's. So what I did was I actually contacted the schools around my area if I could meet up with their admissions or a professor within the program. And of the 4 schools that I spoke with, 3 of them said to just retake some courses to bring up my prerequisite GPA. Only 1 school suggested that my GPA was low and I should get my master's, so that master's GPA would replace my overall GPA that I got in my bachelor's. So this is what I did to increase my chances. I listened to the schools that I spoke with. I retook some courses to increase my prerequisite GPA. I did well on my GRE score. That's kind of important if you have a low GPA, guys. I also applied to many more schools, not only in-state but out-of-state. I think some people are scared to apply to out-of-state, but it's 3 years of your lives, guys. 3 years, that's it, okay? And I found out that some schools actually look at your last 60 credit hours for your cumulative GPA. So I searched into that. I can make a list of those schools or put a link down below for you guys to check out. And I also found that some schools really want to see their applicants in the field doing a lot of hours versus others. They just kind of have that minimum requirement and check it off like a checkbox. So you could look into that. If you are a rehab aide or have a ton of hours, you could look into schools who really appreciate those hours. I'm not saying that the other schools don't, but I mean, some put more emphasis on that. Another good idea to do is start the application very early. I wrote my personal essay and rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it. I think that definitely helped me, and I think the question was it's very difficult to answer, and I found a way to make it sound very powerful, I think. Lastly, keep in contact with the admissions. You know, they really like to hear from you, and if they see that you are trying to really get involved in their program and that you have very high interest in their program, then they will remember your name, and that can help you for sure. I guess the last thing I would like to mention is it's okay if you have a low GPA. I hope that this encourages you and motivates you that you can have a low GPA, such as myself, and get accepted to a doctorate of physical therapy program. I actually start in January, so if you want, I can provide more information. Just ask any questions that you may have. I know the application process is very hard and difficult, but you guys are almost there. The deadlines are coming, and just rock it out, guys. See ya. So I totally forgot to add this plug at the end of my video. If you want to follow my journey, I am found on Instagram at TheJSong. I actually did post about my decision on rejecting my seat at the master's program, and I wrote a little bit like why I made that decision at the bottom. Basically, I just post about positivity and not giving up, just pushing forward. So if you want any of that in your life, definitely check it out, and I will talk to you next time. Good luck. Keep going. You got it. Bye.